All right, so fun fact, before this credit stuff, I actually used to be a singer. My singing name, my stage name was Sexy Caramel. And long story short, I had to give up that career because it was just a lot. Like, women were all over me. I would do concerts, a lot of seizures in the audience and things of that nature. But the only reason I'm saying this is because a lot of people recognize me from back in my singing career. Like, if you look at the YouTube comments, there's a lot of comments like, oh my goodness, Sexy Caramel, is that you? Yes, it's me. Embarrassing, right? People notice you from your past. But for those of you who don't believe me, I'm actually singing a little something for you. Just a little sneak peek so you can see your boy is talented. DJ, hit that. You know what? I'm not even gonna do it to y'all. Y'all not here for that. Y'all here for something else. Let's focus. What's going on, you guys? Marvin Francois here, and today we are going to be talking about how to deal with collections on your credit report. One of the most highly anticipated, highly requested, highly sought out, one of the most highest of hires, try saying that alliteration 3 times fast, video topics that has ever been looked for on this channel, and I'm finally excited to be diving deep into it. Collections is such a multi-layered topic, and trust and believe, this will not be my last time talking about this topic, and we're gonna be getting into it in many more videos. But for this video, we're gonna be talking about how to deal with collections on your credit report. I'm super excited to be getting into it, but before I do that, y'all already know the drill. Take a second, take a minute, take an hour out of your day right here, right now, to just go ahead and slap that like button, abuse that like button, beat that like button up until it turns blue, to show this video some love and to help out the YouTube algorithm, because it makes it work in the YouTube algorithm. Why am I doing so much talking so fast? It's because I'm excited, because we're talking about collections, and I'm looking forward to giving y'all this information, and I hope you hit the like button so that the video works in the favor of the algorithm, so that this video can get out to more and more people. But without further ado, let's get right into it. So first off, what is a collection? Simply put, in layman's terms, a collection is when you have an account with a creditor that you have not paid over a certain period of time. After that period of time is passed, that creditor has one of two options, right? They can either charge off that debt, right, as a tax write-off for their company, or they can take that debt and sell it to a collection agency for a fraction of however much it costs, so that it's not a total loss for their business. From there, the collections agency then can pursue you for said debt, and then said debt ends up on your credit report. So what does this teach us? Well, this teaches us that collections are a byproduct of what? That's right, not paying your bills on time. Make sure you are paying your bills on time, and you'll never have to worry about collections, all right? So this means that if you don't have collections on your credit report, great. But if you do have collections on your credit report, why are you not paying your bills on time? Why are you not paying your bills on time? You think this is a game? You think this is a game? This ain't a YouTube channel. All right, this is an intervention. Pay your bills. Sorry you had to see me like that. I'm very passionate about credit. I can't help myself. I really can't. I hope we're still cool. Just put it right there. But in all seriousness, if you do have collections on your credit report, no worries. I am not here to judge. I am only here to help. And in this video, I'm going to be giving you as much value and information as possible, educating you on the do's and don'ts of collections and how to deal with them on your own moving forward. So without further ado, let's get into it. So to start off, one question I get all the time is, Marv, when it comes to my collection account, should I pay it off? Marv, should I pay my collections? And my answer to that question is the same every single time. Absolutely not. You should never pay your collections. Why? Well, for one, a paid collection account does not make it a positive account, which I think is one big misconception that a lot of people have when it comes to dealing with collections. When it comes to collections, it doesn't matter if the account is paid off or you still owe $40 on it, $400, $500, whatever it may be. A collection account is a negative account, and as long as it's on your credit report, it is negatively affecting your credit score, all right? So always remember, a collection account is a negative account, all right? I'm gonna say that one more time. A collection account is a negative account. I'm gonna say that a third time. A collection account is a negative account. I'm gonna say it for a fourth and final time so it really furnishes in your head. A collection account is a negative account, and always remember that from now till the day that you die, because it is very important information for you to know. Doesn't matter if you owe $40, $400, $1,000, or you've completely paid it off. When it comes to collection accounts, always remember this. If your credit report is what it's on, then it's doing you wrong. The second reason why you should never pay a collection account is because every collection account has what's called a statute of limitations. Simply put, a statute of limitations is a legal amount of time that a collection agency has to be able to legally pursue you for a debt that you owe. On average, the statute of limitations for a collections agency when it comes to a collections account usually falls anywhere between 3 to 4 years. It can be lower or higher than that, right? But the reason why it's so important for you to know about the statute of limitations is because every time that you make a payment on a collections account that you owe, you reset the statute of limitations on that collections account. I'm gonna say it one more time. Every time you make a payment on a collections account that you owe, you now reset the clock for that statute of limitations on that collection account. What do I mean by that? Allow me to explain. So let's say a collections agency was pursuing you for a debt and that debt had a statute of limitations of 4 years, right? Now of that 4 years, you are already at the 3.5 year mark, but let's say once you reach that 3.5 year mark, you made a payment on that debt that you owe to the collection agency, right? It doesn't matter if it's $1, $10, $50, $100. It don't matter if you pay a peso on that debt. The second you make any type of payment on that debt that's connected to the collections agency, the statute of limitation now resets and you go back from 3.5 years all the way to 0. And now that collections agency can pursue you legally for another 4 years, another 4 years, another 4 years. Which leads to the third point as to why you should never make a payment on a collection account, which is whenever you make any type of payment on a collection account, you are now validating that you actually owe that debt, right? That debt that the collection agency is pursuing you for actually belongs to you. And when it comes to dealing with collection agencies, always remember this. We never ever admit to owing that debt. We never ever admit that that debt belongs to us. But when you make a payment on that debt, you are now saying that, hey, this debt is actually mine because you're making payments on it. Whenever you make a payment on a collection account, you're letting the credit agencies know and you're letting the debt collectors know that that debt is yours. And when it comes to collections accounts, you never, ever, 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 ever claim a debt, even if it is actually yours. I don't care if your name is on it. I don't care if your address is on it, your social security is on it, they got your report card on it, a piece of your baby hair on it. Never ever claim a debt that a collection agency is pursuing you for, no matter what. You understand? You get great? We good. Good. So how exactly do we now deal with the collections, understanding all of this? All right, now there are different ways, so many different ways to skin a cat when it comes to a collection account. One of the first ways is, let's say you do actually want to pay off the collection account for whatever reason that may be. Don't ever pay off a collection account without first doing what's called a pay for deletion agreement with that collections agency. What is that? I'm glad you asked, audience. Allow me to explain. A pay for deletion agreement is basically when you call into that collections agency and you get an agreement from them in writing saying that you agree to pay a fraction of whatever that debt is, and in return, they agree in writing to remove that debt across all 3 credit reporting agencies, right? But you must get this agreement from them in writing. If you don't get it from them in writing, these collections agencies can and will dupe and bamboozle you and hoodwink you and take your money and then do the dash. You know, hit you goodbye. You understand? You don't want that. So once again, if you do want to pay off the collections, do not do it without first getting an agreement from the collections agencies in writing that if you agree to pay a fraction of the debt or whatever it is that you're able to negotiate with them that's comfortable for you, that they in turn agree to stop reporting it and removing it from all the credit reporting agencies. The other way to deal with collections accounts, which is of course is my personal favorite, is to dispute the collections accounts off. And this works in your favor when you as a consumer know your rights and understand the laws that work in your favor to get these accounts off your credit report. One law that you can use to dispute collections accounts that are showing on your credit report is a law called US Code 1681EB, which basically states that any and everything reporting on your credit report must be 100% accurate across all 3 credit reporting agencies. In order for you to use this law, you must first get a copy of your credit report from a credit monitoring service like an Experian or Credit Karma, my personal favorite being Identity IQ, and look at your credit report across all 3 agencies. Find the collection account that you're looking to dispute and look to see if there are any inaccuracies showing on that collection account for one agency that's not showing on the other 2, or that may be showing on the other 2 that's not showing on the one. And then from there, you can use this law in your favor to dispute that collection account off. Another law that you can use to dispute a collection account off is US Code 1681 BA2, which is called the Permissible Purpose Law, which basically states that credit reporting agencies are not allowed to put anything on your credit report without your written consent and instruction. Now, I already know there's gonna be a bunch of people in the comments with the same questions talking about, well, Marvin, can you please leave an example of the letter we have to send to the credit reporting agencies in the description? Marvin, can you please show us an example of the letter that we need to send to the credit reporting agencies? Marvin, is it true that all these women be on you like white on rice? No to the first question, no to the second question. As for the third one, well, I'm glad you asked. Yes, they do. I mean, can you blame them? Hello, good morning. Ladies, I know you're wondering, yes, I am still single. What am I looking for a partner? I'm glad you asked, Cheryl. Well, for starters, definitely love a woman that's black. That would be great. Height don't really mean nothing to me. I climb trees. You understand? Now, in terms of my... I got carried away. I'm sorry. I can't help myself. You know what I'm saying? I can't. But we'll talk after the video. We'll talk after the video. Nah, but in all seriousness, no, I'm not gonna be giving you guys any example of the kind of letters you're supposed to use or any templated letters. Why? Well, the reason because it's better when you send custom letters that you actually take time to put together yourself when sending to these credit reporting agencies, because hundreds and hundreds of different credit repair companies, are sending the same templated letters over and over and over, which in turn doesn't allow them to get results for their disputes as efficiently. Whereas in your case, if you take time to put together the letter on your own and you're not using templated letters, you actually increase your chances of getting those negative items off. So now that I've given you the laws, it's very simple. All you gotta do is Google the laws that I gave you, copy and paste those laws into your letter, and make sure in your letter, this is very important, in the letter that you're sending to the credit reporting agencies to dispute these collection accounts, you include the law that I gave you, right? You can include your name, your address, your social security number, along with the name and the address of the credit reporting agency that you're sending it to. Include the name of the collection, right? The name of the collection, and if there's an account number with that collection, include that in the letter as well. And along with the letter, include a copy of a government issued ID, a copy of your utility bill, and a copy of your social security card for verification purposes, so that the agencies know that you are actually disputing these accounts on your behalf and it's not a credit repair company. Very simple. But that concludes it all for this video as it pertains to collections. Like I said, this is not the last video that I will be doing about collections. I know there's so much more layers. There's so many more things to talk about. There's so much more, more content that I can give you guys, and I'm gonna give it to you as the days and the weeks and the months and the years and the centuries and the moons and millenniums progress. You will get it, we will have it, and we will have a grandiose time while doing it. But while we're here, let's have an even better time. How? I'm gonna tell you how, by taking a second, taking a minute, taking an hour out of your day right here, right now. If you haven't already, to go ahead and... I've been Marvin Francois. Y'all have been good. I've been great. This has been amazing. But as always, thank you and God bless. I'm out. Peace.